YouTube, what's good? What's the secret to weight loss? Intermittent fasting, baby. Let's get into it. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kurt with Wealth and Fitness Lifestyle. Please do me a favor, if you're new to the channel, you're stopping by for the first time, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get future content. Also, too, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, in this video, I want to talk about intermittent fasting. And, you know, I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 2 months now. And it's kind of been a cornerstone of, you know, my progress so far. You know, there's different ways in which you can do intermittent fasting. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions that are out there regarding it, but, you know, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how it works for me, right? So intermittent fasting is not a diet, number one. You know, so if you think that it's a diet, it's not a diet. It's a eating pattern and regimen that you could utilize to, you know, have a certain window that you eat your food. So for an example, I do the 16-hour, 8-hour split where I fast for 18 hours. What that means is that I don't take in any calories for 16 hours. The only thing that I consume over those 16 hours is water, black coffee or black tea. You know, not even 0-calorie drinks, you know, just straight water, black coffee or tea. You know, so that's the only thing I consume for those 16 hours. Now for the 8 hours, you know, what I do is I try to consume 2 meals a day between those 8 hours. So I normally eat my first meal at 12 p.m., which is around lunchtime. That actually works for me because, you know, I work in the office. So, you know, by 12 o'clock, you know, it's lunchtime. You know, as soon as I get in, I get busy with work. And, you know, I utilize my workload as a strategy to be able to eat by that time, because by the time I look up, it's 12:30, quarter to 1 o'clock anyway. So that actually works to my advantage, right? So I eat my first meal at 12, and I normally eat my second meal at 6:30, and I don't eat past 8 o'clock, right? And so for 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, I don't take in any calories. And what I've been doing once a week, is trying to do a 24 hours where if I eat my last meal at 7 p.m., 6:30, 7 p.m., I won't eat until 7 p.m. the next day. And, you know, it's working for me. And if you're first a beginner to intermittent fasting, you know, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to do trial and error, right? You know, we're all human, and, you know, don't be so rigid with it. Like, oh my God, like I ate, you know, at 8:30, 9 o'clock, though. When you first attempt it and you first try it, make it work for you based upon your particular schedule. We're all human, right? And if you eat your first meal, let's say you're doing 11 p.m. to 7 p.m., right? If you eat your first meal at 10:30, so freaking what? You know what I mean? Like, so what? You know, it's just a way to have an eating pattern that can help you during periods of fasting, that's going to contribute to, you know, the success with your lifestyle, because this is a lifestyle change. Intermittent fasting is a game changer, however, because at the end of the day, no matter what you do, it's all about calories in versus calories out. In order to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit, and that was one of the things that I had to understand more thoroughly with this weight loss journey is, you know, if you don't do anything, you have to diet and you have to be in a caloric deficit. What that means is that your body is, you know, you're consuming less calories and your body's burning those calories, which is going to help you lose weight. And what happens is when you stick to a particular diet and restrict your calories to a particular point and work out, you now accelerate the weight loss journey. And what intermittent fasting do is that it keeps you compounded and restricted to a certain amount of hours that you consume those particular calories. So those are the which and ways that is beneficial and helpful. And the reason why I say it's a game changer, because those hours that you are fasting, and what you're really doing is you're extending your breakfast. So normally if you eat like your breakfast at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, you're extending it to past 11 o'clock, right? And breakfast is an abbreviation for break fast. A lot of people didn't know that, because while you're sleeping overnight, you actually are fasting. That's why they call the first meal breakfast, because you're breaking your fast overnight, right? So what I would employ everyone to do is to try it at your own pace. Again, you got to work the system and work something new that you're actually implementing, a new concept in your lifestyle. You have to slowly kind of gravitate yourself in it. Some people like to just jump out the window and just jump into it, and then what happens is they don't leave room for error and enough time for them to kind of master that change. Because over time you want to be able to say, you know what, this is just what I do. I eat my first meal at 12, and I eat my last meal before 8 p.m. And that's how I stay disciplined and consistent. But you got to leave yourself room to be human, to make mistakes and do trial and error. And one of the things that I've made a bigger mistake on, that I'm realizing now as I'm doing fasting, is that I would still consume 0-calorie like drinks, like 0-calorie flavored carbonated water. And when I'm researching a little bit more, you technically break your fast when you do that, unless it's strictly water, right? And the other flip side to that advantage is that I still restricted my I'm still in a caloric deficit, so I'm still utilizing that part of the process and restricting my calories. But technically speaking, you break your fast that way if you do that. And so do your research on your own. Study a little bit more. I know it's helping me. In the morning times, I'm sharper. I think more clearly. And then by the time 12 p.m., 1 o'clock hit, I'm hungry. I eat my first meal, and I make sure that my first meal is, I'm still, eating a nutritious meal. I love Caesar salads, baked chicken. I like my vegetables. I try to incorporate vegetables in every meal that I eat. And because when you calorie count, right, and this is going to be probably another video, but in this process of being a caloric deficit, you have to calorie count. And the first step is understanding what would be your maintenance base level of calories that you have to intake every day. And then what would be your restricted caloric intake to lose 1 pound, to lose 2 pounds, to lose 3 pounds a week. There's a lot of calorie calculators out there. I'll put a link in the description for one I use that will tell you, like, if you want to lose 2 pounds a week, this is how many calories you have to consume per day. And then once you get that number, that's how you calorie count based upon your meals. And that's how you can stay in that caloric deficit while incorporating intermittent fasting, so you can receive results faster. Okay, so hope this video was information for you. I hope it was good content for you. If anybody that's trying to do intermittent fasting, I highly recommend it. I think it's going to be beneficial to your weight loss journey. So let's get fit, let's gain wealth, let's improve our lifestyle. Holla at your boy.